It's such a pleasure to welcome you here this morning. I'm Anthony Crowell, the Dean and President of New York Law School, and I am pleased to welcome you to this beautiful campus for an extraordinary program with our partners at the Interfaith Center of New York. New York Law School has always served as a convener and bridge builder for communities, policymakers, and the profession to address the most urgent issues facing our city and nation. I want to thank the Reverend Dr. Chloe Breyer and Dr. Henry Goldschmidt from the Interfaith Center for their ongoing partnership with our law school as we host essential discussions on how the legal profession can best serve communities of faiths and all of civic society. I can tell you there's no one more committed than Chloe and Henry to fostering true interfaith dialogue and helping New York's diverse and unique communities and cultures. They are assets to this city and to our community here. Thank you. And speaking of other assets, I also want to thank my colleague and friend Paulina Davis, who is Senior Advisor for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion and Title VI Director, for her exceptional work in partnering with the Interfaith Center in putting together this program. And I'm very proud to say that diversity, equity, and inclusion is strong and proud and loud at New York Law School and will continue with it. And let me recognize that we have our Dean of Faculty, William LaPiana, and Professor Ann Thomas, the Otto Walter Distinguished Professor in Tax, here with us, who is also our co-chair of the Faculty Committee on Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, which has been extraordinarily supportive and at the forefront of leading our efforts with Paulina. So thank you for that. I'm also grateful for our board chair, New York Law School's own Arthur Abbey, and his spouse, Diane Abbey, for their enthusiastic support for our partnership with the Interfaith Center. They have generously funded and given us so much enthusiasm and encouragement in our programs. It's been wonderful to have them, and it's so meaningful for all of us to hold these convenings in what is now called Abbey Hall, recently named in their honor. I also want to recognize, as I do with all programs held with the Interfaith Center, the work and memory of the late Judge Robert Katzman, who served on the U.S. Second Circuit Court of Appeals as the chief judge and one of the greatest jurists in our modern history. We lost him too soon, but I'm very proud that his spouse, Jennifer Callahan, is here with us. Thank you for being with us, Jennifer. Indeed, unique to a jurist at his level in our federal system, he provided transformational leadership on legal representation for immigrants and revitalized civics education, which connects directly with the work of everyone here and the focus of today's program. I'm proud that we are working to continue the work that he envisioned through this partnership with the Interfaith Center. And we're now working with Jennifer as well to host a Constitution and Citizenship Day Summit this coming fall, which I hope the Interfaith Center can be a part of as well. So stay tuned for more of that in the months to come. I will say today's program is indeed essential civic education, as nonprofit institutions, both secular and religious, are the backbone of our city. They foster our dynamic civil society that is unique in New York and ensures that people of all faiths and backgrounds are supported and have access to help. Over 200 languages are spoken in New York. 49% of New Yorkers speak a language other than English at home. That is extraordinary. 37% of New Yorkers were born outside of the United States. Over 3 million of New York City's small businesses are owned by people who identify as immigrants. And every community of faith and non-religious affiliation can be found throughout our city. That is why New York is home to over 100,000 nonprofit organizations serving and advocating on behalf of New Yorkers in just about every aspect of life, from education to religious and spiritual development to housing and health and legal services. They are essential to our public services as well, with city government relying so heavily on these organizations to deliver essential aid to millions of New Yorkers every day. At the same time, their work has been deeply affected by public policy and legal actions over the past several years and is now facing more uncertainty than ever. I'm proud that we've come together for 3 extraordinary panel discussions today. and representatives of faith-based organizations, nonprofit organizations, legal practitioners, and academic scholars and experts will share their wisdom and strategies. As I said, I want to thank our Dean of Faculty, William LaPiana, and Professor Thomas for being here and leading the first two discussions, as well as Dr. Breyer for leading the third panel. Coming together during this moment in particular is essential to ensure that the good work and value of countless organizations can continue and adapt during a time of transformative change. Thank you all for your engagement and your dedication to helping others. And I'll turn the panel over to Dean LaPiana to begin, and that's entitled Civil Society and Grassroots Democracy. And for those of you seeking New York continuing legal education credit, please make sure that you've signed in and signed out on your departure for that credit. Please enjoy the program.